home. Maybe this is something that you have to do or use to go into the doctor in order to have to do it. What if you could track that at home? Well, guess what? You can, because we have a blood pressure wrist monitor that is award-winning for less than $30 on a feature price for you. If you have a Q card, put it on your Q card on Easy Pay, V34307. The 3 easy payments on your Q card would be around $10 a month. Denise Repko brings us things to keep us safe. I mean, essentially, that is what this is doing.
Yeah.
And it's like keeping a little track record of your health at home.
Exactly.
In the comfort of your home.
Exactly. I mean, when you go to the doctors, what do? They weigh you and they take your blood pressure. So it's a very important thing. And yes, this is award-winning for global innovation, by the way, 2016. So it's easy to use.
Yeah.
You literally put it on and it's going to show you either a green backlit, yellow backlit, or red backlit numbers. So you do not have to be a medical professional. You don't have to interpret, is this good, bad, is it indifferent? Green is ideal. Yellow is pre-hypertension. Red is hypertension. And we have our lovely model Maria sitting off, because you do have to follow the same protocol when you're taking your blood pressure as you would at the doctor's office. So I can't take mine because I'm going to talk through it. So Maria is going to press her button.
So she's sitting on her comfortable chair at home.
Yes, she sits with her feet flat, sits up nice and tall. And once she pushes it, she's going to hear that cuff activate.
So she pushed the blue button.
Yes, that's the start-stop button. So then she's going to elevate that to heart's level. Don't move, don't talk. You're going to want to breathe quietly, breathe evenly. And where people make a little bit of a faux pas here is as soon as they hear the cuff stop, they think that it's done taking a reading and they go to reveal the number too soon. So what I want you to be mindful of is this whole process takes about 45 seconds from start to finish. So once you feel that cuff deflate, you're going to not only hear it stop, but about 20 seconds later, you're going to feel it deflate, and then you reveal.
You know it's ready.
So there's Maria's numbers. Now, we were just talking about impending snowstorms and different things going on. So,
or how about just being on live television?
And that's a real thing too, by the way, guys. There's something called white coat syndrome, and that's a legitimate syndrome. So when you go to the doctor's office, you can blow a really high reading, and that's not your normal reading. And that's why a device like this is so really great to have, because it stores memory for 2 users, 90 apiece. So when you do take your blood pressure throughout the day, you don't have to worry, what was it, remember, interpret it. You just bring your blood pressure monitor to the doctor and you scroll through all of your memory and say, here's what it was this day, this time, because it will give you a day and time and heart rate and all of those important things that the doctor's going to want to know in the monitor. So you don't have to know a thing.
You get the pressure monitor itself, you get your case, and you also get this instruction manual that will help to break it down and make it really easy. But to be able to store that, you've got 90 readings per person, right?
Exactly, yes.
So for 2 people, and you can do it in the comfort of your home, and now they can see history. So they're not just going off of what you were showing in the office that day. You can get this, and by the way, if you missed it, it is award-winning for $29.96. That is a feature price, so saving you a little bit off the QVC price, V34307. But what an impactful way to track in your blood pressure. You can see your heart rate on here as well.
Exactly. Well, the thing is you don't know your blood pressure. You can't tell by looking at a person what the blood pressure is, but it's so important. So you don't know, maybe you need meds, maybe you need to change up your meds, and maybe you need to consider diet, maybe an exercise program, maybe your sleep isn't good, maybe your stress management needs to be altered. So this is going to help you keep track of what's going on in your life, because the doctor will say, well, you know, try to alleviate your stress. Well, wouldn't we all like to do that? But if you do have a controlled set of circumstances where you can do this in your home, you know, maybe the same time every day or a few times throughout the day under the same circumstances, this gives you a really good handle, a really good baseline of what you could bring to your doctor.
And what's going on inside your body. That's something to think about too. And now you know the way that maybe you weigh yourself at home and you do that sort of thing in the comfort of your home. This is the same idea for tracking your blood pressure, and you can keep track of your results too. So over time, if you're trying to make better choices when it comes to what you're eating or whatever it is, now you can see, okay, in real time, how is this working?
Exactly. And the display is nice and big, which I like. And again, it's backlit. So it's going to either be green, which gives you an ideal reading, reading, or it's going to be yellow, which is a little bit of caution or pre-hypertension, and then red is hypertension. So if you get those red readings, that's something you really need to be concerned about.
Okay.
And you can't tell by looking at somebody what their blood pressure is.
Right.
So to have this as a tool, like you would a scale or a thermometer in your home, is a very valuable tool.
So very easy to use. It's
Yeah.
really just put as far as pushing a button.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then lifting it up. You'll wait for it to deflate before you
Fully
bring
deflate,
your hand down. $29 and change. Maria's showing us how to use it. So she just pushed start.
And again, this whole process, again, takes about 45 seconds from start to finish. And you do want to follow, again, that same protocol as you would at the doctor's office. You sit quietly, you don't talk, your feet are flat, you sit up nice and straight, you don't want to have jewelry, you don't want to put the cuff too tight. So there's, a few things that you have to really be cautionary of, just like you would go to the doctor's office. But what I love is that I don't have to remember numbers. I don't have to know, well, what is it? Is it 120/80? Because the standards have changed
Right.
too. So here you go. Do your blood pressure, get your reading. What is it? Is it okay? You got to be cautioned. Now, white coat syndrome. What is white coat syndrome? Well, it's when you get a little tense, you get a little hyper, you're a little nervous, maybe live TV. Or if we do go to the doctor's office, what happened when you went there? Did someone cut you off? Were you nervous to go to the doctors to begin
Right.
with? There's a whole set of circumstances that can happen.
I can't. Every time I get my blood taken at the doctor's office, I pass out. Inevitably,
Really?
every
You
single
don't like
time.
needles?
I don't, and I don't like the blood pressure machine on my arm.
Oh, okay.
I actually would prefer it on my wrist like
Right.
this. The only thing you need to get when you get this home is 2 AAA batteries. You might even
Exactly.
have those in like a drawer somewhere in your house. This is less than $30 for a way that you can track your blood pressure in a way that's going to be very beneficial to not only you, but your physician.
Right.
To know those results and to see that history. If you have a Q card, put it on Easy Pay. Think about it. This is going to give back to you again and again and again. Be 34307, and you can know that this is particular technology that is award-winning.
It is award-winning for global innovation, ease of use, and again, push of a button, big display. So it's
Yeah.
going to give you all of the pertinent information, the date, the time, the heart rate. And if this
Get your
does error
case.
out, this will give you an error message if you moved, if you coughed. And don't worry, just start over again. It's going to give you an error message instead of an inaccurate reading.
Great. Thank you so much, Denise,
Thank
for
you.
bringing us this. Remember, you've got the feature price here, and you can track 90 readings per person. So for 2 people, 90 readings each. Awesome in the comfort of your home. V34307 is our item number. Thank you, Denise.
Thanks, Courtney.
Coming up at the end of the show, we have a clearance price. This is going to be to get your everyday messes and pick them up with the power that you know from Black & Decker.